What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. Today we are going to be cleaning up what has become quite a big eyesore. So if you remember way back when I first bought the excavator, my first real project was clearing out and leveling and building this little natural stone boulder retaining wall in hopes of eventually moving the firewood stand here to this area. I had it all cleared out. It was down to bare dirt, nice and leveled and graded, and it's been months and months that I've been promised loads of asphalt millings to come in and not only cover and finish up this area, but also, top dress the Woodyard Road and all that area with the asphalt millings. Long story short, I have not gotten those millings as of yet, and I don't know if I will be getting them at all. So then you fast forward a couple months, and one of my last videos was digging and putting in these, kind of swale ditch things along either side of the driveway after we had that torrential rain. Now that that's done, we had to bale some of the dirt and some of the rocks that we dug out, as you can see here, in this area up along the driveway, and it just doesn't look all that nice. So in today's video, I want to clean this area up. Okay, so we're going to start out here, and my plan is to track all the way over to the far corner and then kind of work my way back towards the driveway, because I need to scrape out some of these weeds and stuff, and eventually I'd like to load all of this garbage material in the back of the International and kind of dump it where I have been dumping. So in order to do that, I'm gonna try and bale the material back behind me a little bit, and kind of get it all into a spot that I can then load it easily into the International. So I'm just going to try and gently scrape here. It's hard to even see where there it is. Okay. Weeds are tall, so it's kind of hard to see how deep I'm going here, but I'm just trying to scrape with the teeth. Get this area cleared out, or cleared back out. Not going deep here because I did have it pretty well. I mean, I wouldn't call it on grade, but for what I'm looking to do in this area, it was going to work. It was enough to suffice, in other words. So I'm just trying to establish my line here. There was an old stone wall that kind of ran through here, so this particular vein right here where I'm currently digging is particularly rocky. But again, I'm just trying to pull the material back towards me, and then I'll back up and just keep pulling it back towards me until I can, bale it into a pile. Big rock there I fell. Now I normally mow this area, or before I did all of this work here, I used to mow this area with the brush hog. It worked pretty great. And I think I still will be able to mow it, at least this area down along the road. I just need to, I figured it would be faster and make less of a mess if I just dug it up with the excavator rather than mowed it into a million little, pieces, mowings, and then, mixed it all in with the dirt. I'd like to try and keep everything as clean as possible. And this seems to be working pretty well. I'm real close to the road here, so I'm just looking every time I go to put my bucket out to make sure no cars or big trucks are coming my way. So yeah, I mean, I'm fine if I leave just a little bit of growth, I'll say weed growth down along the roadside. I'm not gonna get it all. Here's a decent sized rock. Boy, there are a lot of rocks here. Any of these bigger ones I'm just trying to pull out because this tooth bucket just, if you have an excavator, you know, the teeth on the bucket just seem to grab hold of every rock that you touch. So I think I'm getting close to the end of my little retaining wall thing here. And, you know, I'm just taking my time. I actually have the day off work today. It's Thursday. It's a beautiful day here. Again, I'm just trying to scratch the surface here and get all this growth out. And then I'll go back either with the blade on the excavator or the mini skid steer maybe, and I'll you know, grade this out, you know, at least get it level enough that once I put down millings, if I ever get them, or gravel or whatever, it'll be level enough for that. I mean, people might pull their cars in here, but nobody's like driving on it. You know, they might just pull a couple tires on to get off the driveway. Well, this area is shaping up pretty good. It definitely helps that I have about 60 more hours of experience on the excavator than when I initially started this project. Kind of keeping the bucket level and pulling grade and not digging up as many rocks has gotten a little bit easier. We got a second load here in the International. I think it's bigger than the first one. Hopefully it'll dump it. Let's go find out. All right, guys, I just picked up this little bit of, I guess you'd call it like kind of like tailings. It's from when they basically screen topsoil, and this is like the fines. So it's really cheap and it's right down the road. I got it from the same guy that I got all the stone for the driveway. It's definitely not the cleanest, but over time, I think some of this dirt should probably wash off and the stone, you know, will get cleaner. I saw some piles that he had exposed over at his yard, and they looked pretty good after it had been, you know, washed with the rain. This stuff is all brand new. So I think that's gonna work. I'm just trying to get it, you know, pretty simple, covered up here, and eventually this will just be a nice little parking spot for people to pull off and get their firewood. So I think I have seen enough, and I'm gonna go pick up some more, and hopefully we can get this done today. All right, we're back to get loaded up. He loaded me up with just 2 buckets of this big Komatsu 390. And as you guys saw, it was more than the old International could handle for dumping, at least conventionally. So I think we'll do 2 more, and that might just be enough to get us by. So I'm guessing that's probably like a 2 to 3, probably a 3-yard bucket, I'd imagine. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any idea. He didn't sound too sure when I asked him, but he says he just goes off the how full the triaxle trucks are. Said he was gonna put a little more this time. It looks like he's gonna do 2.5 buckets. Oh, maybe a little more. Beautiful. That is a big bucket. Guys, check out the bottom of this bucket. Pretty cool. Okay guys, I just got done weed whacking and blowing around the new area here. I think it looks much better. This stuff that I brought in today, this material, these tailings, packed in really, really well. But now that I have spread it out and packed it in, I'm looking at it and I think there's too much dirt in it to where the dirt is never gonna wash away to make it look like gravel. So I think my plan is tomorrow I'll probably after work go and grab a couple more loads of just actually, clean gravel and top dress this whole area. But I think this stuff that we're on right now, I just packed it in with the tractor and the excavator, but it is rock hard. It packs really well, and I think it'll serve as a great base for this whole firewood stand area. And once top dressed with gravel, it'll kind of blend in with the driveway and everything will be good. We'll finally be able to move the firewood stand up into its new resting place. The last thing I got to do is at some point throw the brush hog on the tractor and mow up to my property line, which is like that telephone pole there. It's been probably a month or two since I've done that. And you might be asking, Jake, why didn't you continue this rock wall, down to, where the old rock wall was? I don't know if you could tell, but this is where the old rock wall is. That's kind of that hump. And the reason being is because I want access to get up into this upper plateau, because that is all my property. And at some point I would like to get in there, maybe level it out with the excavator and mow it and, I don't know, turning it into a planting bed or something that's more visually appealing than all of these weeds that I have to mow down a couple times a year. Hi Gus, what's up dude? Huh? How's it going? All right, I got his leash. All right, here comes the boss. She hasn't seen what I've been up to all day. What do you think?
It looks really good.
A lot better than it did this morning, huh?
Yeah, this morning I was like, that looks like shit. You gotta do something about it.
Well, yeah, I did something about it, and it shaped up really nice. I brought in...
Take that long. I mean, it took all day, but...
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, it did not take all that long. Probably, realistically, maybe like four hours or so. We're not totally done. I brought in some material here. You probably saw me dumping it. Come walk over here with me. And there's a lot of stone in it, but there's also a lot of dirt. So I think what I'm gonna do is to make it look a little bit better, tomorrow I'll go and get a couple loads of actual gravel and top dress it, and it'll kind of blend in with the whole driveway and, just make it look pretty.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
Think people stop and buy firewood?
I personally like where the firewood stand is. I am not in support of moving it, but if you want to move it, move it.
I don't want it on the lawn anymore. I'm sick of it on the lawn.
All right, well.
I'm sick of driving the equipment on the lawn to reload it. This way we'll have a nice big pull-off. People can come in, pull off the driveway. I can load up, the firewood stand.
The reason I don't want to move it is this is a corner, and people go over this corner so quickly, they're not going to see the firewood stand. They see it there. But if it's in this corner right here, no one's going to see it.
It's not going to be in that corner there.
Where is it going to be?
It's going to be set back, kind of like behind you.
If it's back here, no one's going to see it.
It's going to be this way, Gus. It's going to be up along the back edge, kind of like floating in the middle almost.
Okay. Look at people driving. No one's going to see it here. They see it there.
All right, the boss has spoken. We'll see. If we get any firewood sales after I move it, you're wrong and I'm right.
Okay, I don't think that's the case. But if you get mostly repeat customers, that's why. If you're not getting new people, it's because they don't see it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll see who's right and who's wrong.
Coming to the field with us.
All right, let's go. I just waged war on this massive white-faced hornet's nest on the peak of my roof. They're flying around everywhere. All over the ground. Well guys, we are back the next day, and as you can see, I got some more of the stone delivered this morning while I was away at work. So we can get this area all dressed up and hopefully finished today. And we might even be able to move the firewood stand to its new home. I'm looking at this pile here and I'm trying to decide what piece of equipment I want to use to spread out all of this stone. And I'm thinking the tractor will probably make the least mess. And I probably feel the most comfortable on the tractor as far as grading and this type of work, you know, spreading stone. So let's go grab the tractor. Well, that turned out pretty good. Let's go swap out the bucket for the pallet forks and get this puppy moved. All right, well, we got it over here, but the tractor is simply too long to get the stand in the position that I want. So I'm gonna go grab the mini skid steer, and because that's way shorter, I think it should have no problem maneuvering it exactly to the spot that I want. All right, well, the little lady just came out, and what'd you just say? Were you eating your words?
I said I'd take it back. I like where it is. It looks cool.
It looks good?
Yeah.
You think? Let's look at it I was trying to get it.
People will see it, but I like where it is and it looks nice.
I think people will see it, and I wanted to put it back a little farther. That way it's safer for us pulling out of the driveway so we could see as well, you know? Because where it used to be before, it was kind of close and it would kind of block our view. But I think this looks really good. There's now plenty of room for people to pull up a lot closer to the firewood stand, and plenty of room for me to access both sides, both the front and the back now, which will help with loading the wood, you know, so we won't have to walk all the way around every time.
I thought you were gonna brush hog.
Well, brush hogging is next. We're tackling one project at a time here.
Okay.
I could go throw on the brush hog now if you want.
No, it's date night.
It's date night, right? All right. Somebody already buying firewood at the new location. Haven't even finished yet. Take that, Sarah. Well, I don't think I need this anymore. I've made it so that there's no grass to park on, quite purposely. Well, all right, guys. And with that, I think this project is done. As you can see, I came in with the brush hog. Oh, pick up this piece of garbage. Came in with the brush hog and the hedge trimmer and transformed this area pretty darn quickly. You can see where this bulge is, you know, where it's kind of all lush green still. That is the old stone wall. So I'm thinking it would be kind of cool to expose this, and there's a nice flat spot up there that, you know, we might be able to do something with. I don't know what, but in the future, it is a nice flat spot. So you can see I cleared all the way down to the telephone pole here, and now looking back, you can see the firewood stand very easily from all the way back here, especially if you're on the far side of the road over here. So you have great vantage from both sides. I think, well, I know we already proved Sarah wrong that people would come and buy firewood, but I think this is by far the most aesthetically pleasing firewood stand here on our street. There are 3 others, believe it or not, that have built firewood stands on this same street. Granted, our street is like, you know, 3 miles long or something like that, but yeah, they basically copied me. But you know, what do they say? The most sincere form of flattery is imitation, or something like that, or I don't know. Drop it down in the comments below if you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, they copied me, and honestly, I don't think it's really affected my sales all that much, because most of the time, those other 3 firewood stands are empty, and mine is the only one that's stocked. So this project has been a long time coming. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a comment down below letting me know what you think. This is what it looks like from the other side of the street. As you can see, it's a nice big area that leads up into our driveway. And once we get some fresh gravel on our driveway area, it'll all kind of blend together. So that's that.